Last year what I presented was a Love Food Book, which is an art cookbook that I curated, designed, and photographed, and we also have copies of it here today if you want to buy one. And what Love Food Book did is I invited 15 different chefs and mixologists from around the world to create their definition of love as a way of creating contemporary definitions of aphrodisia, this sort of material of desire that's so enigmatic to all of us. And with that inspiration, it was an incredible, incredible year filled with adventures all around the world. And so this last year, I came back to New York and I said, now it's time to take this off the page and bring it to life. So at the end of last year, I opened Play, which is a provocative bar and den housed in the Museum of Sex here in New York. And Play takes this inspiration of curation, similar to the Love Food Book, and it invites us to be in a space that transforms from day to night, that is host to a curated series of different artworks that are put in place from artists all around the world, as well as an experimental cocktail menu that I designed in collaboration with various artists as well. So I want to share some of those with you today in hopes that we can all find each other later tonight and do this, which is called Paridolia. So Paridolia is a cocktail. It was designed with artist Bart Hess, who's a Dutch artist. And what Paridolia is it's a black porcelain plate. As you see, it's slightly ribbed. And what you're asked to do is you're asked to very simply lick this viscous white substance off of a plate, feeling this. I know, it's totally salacious, but it's really good too. The viscous white substance is nigori sake and yuzu juice, so it sort of has this like alien zingy quality to it. And what happens is that you're in the public space and suddenly everyone who has ordered this thing is licking off of the table. So it's a way of actually giving not just sensual permission inside, but also physical permission in this public space by creating this mini performance between guests as they start to lick their cocktail. This is actually going to be followed in the coming months with another cocktail that's designed in collaboration with Bompus and Parr. They're flavor architects from London. I cannot share with you exactly what it is because it's still a slight secret, but it is called Crush Porn. And we've invited different celebrities to come to the Museum of Sex, get their feet washed, oiled, massaged, and then actually crush grapes with their feet, the juice of which you can go and order in your drink. Perhaps these feet or these feet, you will have to guess who's who coming soon. And with that work, I ended up taking this to a very different dimension late August of this last year. And this is an interactive dining performance that I did during the Monkeytown residency at I-Beam Gallery here. And what you see is an interactive video cube. So this is a 4-screen projection inside of which diners ate. And what was presented to them was the skin of various ingredients, from what I call the eaters to the eaten. So as you ate, you went through 220-time magnifications of the ingredients of your meal, here pictured green beans. We then surfed into the gestures of the chef and the performer who were creating it, all the way to the final course, where I entered into the cube, revealing that this was a live performance, and actually explored all the eaters and showed huge magnifications of their skins. We started to look at ears, eyeballs. Here, I think, is the founder of Artsy. Please don't tell him if you are here. But what began was a question of what happens when our visual relationship to what we're eating in front of us changes. What happens when we explore different dimensions of taste? Most recently, I collaborated with 2 other artists, Carla Diana, who also works as a smart object designer, and Aaron Dyer, who's a musician in the band Buchan Gase. And this is a food tech project called Lickstra, which is a licking ice cream orchestra. As you see, this is kind of a theme for the last year. And what Lickstra does is it presents a series of conductive ice cream cones to users. So when you lick, a musical track is triggered. So it offers this ability for people to not only play with their food, but play with each other. And I want to share with you one of our early tests of Lickstra. So, as you can see, it's like jam band taken to a whole other world. And thank you to our liquors. Now, if you too want to do this, last year also marked the launch of a food design program that I've created through the School of Visual Arts and hosted in France, outside of Paris in a town called Reims, which is the capital of Champagne, if you've ever been to there. And what the food design program does is that we visit this incredible ecosystem that France has designed, both in visiting restaurants, vineyards, local manufacturing, and really start to understand what this ecosystem of taste is, what it looks like, what it feels like, and how it works. So we have a really grand time, and then we spend 4 days in a culinary workshop there, actually creating our own food design as inspired by the experience. And yes, there is a lot of champagne involved. So that's a small taste of this last year. I can't thank you enough for having me again, and I hope you have a delicious day.